My name is Mary Shannon. I'm 23 years old. I'm from New Fairfield, Connecticut, and I work at Equinox in Greenwich. So it was actually a pretty long journey for me to get to this point. When I was a sophomore at Western Connecticut State, I was kind of going back and forth trying to figure out a major. Not really much of a student, really only cared about working out and playing lacrosse, and kind of looking at other schools and trying to find somewhere. I stumbled across Personal Training Institute that was in New York City. So I dropped out of school. I worked for a year as a nanny because my parents were pretty upset with me leaving school, so I didn't really have full support there. So I worked 5 days a week, usually 8 to 10 hour days. And at the end of that, I had about 10 grand saved up, which really helped because the school in total was 15 grand. And then after that, I ended up getting an internship with Equinox at 74th Street in the city. Kind of thought that the city was where I wanted to end up, but once I was at that end point, I was ready to kind of come back home. I had been living in the Bronx with my uncle, which was great, but also kind of difficult at the same time in a little small apartment. Obviously appreciated his hospitality. Like I said, just kind of was ready to come home. And once I did, I just applied to all the surrounding Equinoxes, and obviously my experience and my internship helped me kind of get the job right away. And I've been here now for about a year and 2 or 3 months, pretty much well on my way to the Tier 3 promotion at this point. Breaking point. It takes a little bit of time to get here, but like I said, it's been a long journey. So on the days where, I'm waking up at 3 a.m. and have a 5 a.m. client and I'm not leaving till 10 p.m., it's pretty easy to kind of keep trucking along and just remember that I went through a lot of stuff to get here. And, it's just really look back and see that you can kind of get to your dreams as long as you are willing to kind of fight every battle along the way. So, yeah.
So I started working with Mary about a year ago, a little over a year ago. She started as a trainer a little bit before me. So I was the new kid coming in, and it was definitely hard at first just because, you don't know anybody, and this industry is competitive as it is. So it almost feels like you're just constantly being judged. And I think that out of all the trainers there, Mary had given me the warmest welcome. I mean, just her aura is just super genuine and positive, and she took the time to ask me questions, to get to know me, and just made me feel super comfortable because, of course, she had been in that very same situation and she knew how it felt. And unfortunately for her, when she started, she had, mentioned to me that she didn't have somebody to kind of, guide her and show her the ropes. So she didn't want, somebody else to go through that. And I think that's really awesome. And I was really lucky to have met her.